Hi everyone, welcome. How's everybody doing? Nice to see you all. Yay, I started on time for the first time in like a year. Thank you everybody who's joined. I'm so happy to have you all. I'm doing this couples update live because I've been doing. Hi, Strange Fruit. How are you? Nice to see you. Oh gosh, so grateful to have you. Grateful to have everybody. My mic looks like it's working. Everything looks like it's working fine. So I'm going to get started. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's week doing? If it's your first time joining, welcome. Please consider subscribing. I am the kind of tarot reader that I throw in personal stories for lessons, for things that I've learned, and I share them with people. So if that's not for you, please find another tarot reader. It's just my style. I'm not changing it for one or two people that have something negative to say. Okay, so I'm going to start with Harry Styles and Olivia Dean. It is Thursday that I'm doing this live. Thursday the 7th, excuse me. So because tomorrow's the 8th. Yeah, and been so busy. I'm working on my app. I'm going to launch it in 20 days, which is really exciting. But lots and lots of work. So glad you called. Oh, it's 2:30 a.m. over here. Oh my gosh. And you're in South Africa, right? Strange fruit. I used to live in South Africa. I don't know if I told you that. My parents are South African. And there's this chocolate that I used to love. And it had like a wafer biscuit in the middle. It was a golden wafer biscuit. And it was like a log. It was so good. It wasn't called log because I remember I used to, when my dad used to go to the store, I'd ask him to get that chocolate and he would come home with the log. You know, like this, like the hippo log chocolate. Do you know what that chocolate's called? The one that's it's gold. The wrapping is purple and gold, and it's crunchy in the middle and has chocolate on the no, Chomp is the one that my dad used to get me because I used to say, "Can you get me that one thing?" And he would get me Chomp, and I always used to get so upset because I don't like Chomp. But it's chocolate too on the outside. It's a log, but it's a wafer biscuit. It's not like peanuts. It's a wafer biscuit. Do you know what I'm talking about? I've been asking everybody about this chocolate. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Maybe when I go to England next year, I'll get it. But I was like, what is that? That chocolate, I think they have it in England. I'm not going to South Africa for a while, but it's just, nobody knows what chocolate it is. If you can remember, it's okay. If not, that's okay too. I'm just trying to figure out what it is. And it's like the wafer biscuit. So it like melts in your mouth. It's so good. Anyways, hi everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining. Yeah, let's get into this Harry Styles and Olivia Dean. We're gonna start off with them. Yeah, and I'm so happy to have you all. Please like, guys. Please like the video when you were in. Really helps me out. This week, because of the election, my views have been dismal, which is fine. It is whatever. I would have just saved a lot of the good videos for non-election week if I know, because it's my first time on YouTube while there's an election. So because I started 3.5 years ago on YouTube. So go back and watch. I released a Harry Styles video 2025. I released a Scorpio video because it's Scorpio season. And after this, actually, for members, I will be hosting a live for members. We'll talk about astrology. We'll talk about what I pick up energetically, and you can ask me personal questions. But it's only for members, only if you have a butterfly next to your name or icon next to your name. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to start with Crystal. It's Crystal Magic Tarot that I love. And we're going to do Harry Styles and Olivia Dean. So this is a couples update because I've been doing 2025 predictions. And I'll probably do those till January. So, yeah. Okay, so let's pull out the current energy. Okay, 3 of coins in reverse. So, energetically, I get the energy that this relationship is having an effect on how people see them. You know, when you get into dealings with different celebrities and stuff like that, you'll understand that a lot of them, their publicists, their handlers, have a lot of say in who they date, who they hang out with, and so forth, because it's really a business. They market themselves as a business. So right now, it's not looking good for either of them if they announce a relationship. It's not. And let's see why. Okay, because they live apart from each other. I see him being in Europe and her being in the UK. And because of that, people are going to have speculation about whether it's going to last, so forth and so forth. I think he's very thoughtful about who he ends up in relationships with because he doesn't want the person to suffer the brunt of situations. So let's look at their birth chart, which I've been loving to do recently. So if you can hear my neighbors, I'm so sorry. I live right above the courtyard and they love to hang out. I mean, they're not loud, but I live right above the courtyard and sometimes I can hear them. So if you can hear them, I'm so sorry. Okay, so I have done Harry's chart many times. His sun is in Aquarius, his moon is in Libra, his rising is in Libra. I have a very similar chart to him. And his north node, what's his north node? In Scorpio. Interesting. So his north node makes me really think that in this lifetime, he needs to detach himself from material. So because his south node is what he's most familiar with. And Taurus represents materials, luxury, living pristine. And in this lifetime, he needs to break away from materialism and focus on spirituality, transformation, and alchemy. Making himself, I don't want to say a better person because I think that's all of our goals in life should be, at least. But his north node being a Scorpio, which is attached to the underworld, esoteric, tarot, that kind of thing. Delving into deep spirituality, not religion, spirituality. So self-discovery, self-transformation, self-seeking, that's going to do him very good. So let's see her chart. I couldn't find her chart on Astro chart, so I found it on Astrologify, so I'll share it with you. Okay, here we go. Okay, so her sun is in Pisces, moon is in Aquarius. A lot of you have been telling me that in the comment section. Her rising is in Cancer. Let's see her north node. Oh, her Venus. Let's see her Venus first, then her north node. Venus is in Aries. Where's her north node? Sometimes some charts don't do north node. Okay, north node is in second house. Leo, and it's in her second house. Very interesting. So her north node being in Leo means that she needs to focus on herself, because especially if her rising is in Cancer. And what's her Venus again? Let me see. In Aries. Okay, so she really needs to focus on expressing herself. Self-expression, being there for herself. And then she'll be able to love others. So it's not a match at all. I don't see it lasting. I did say this before. I pick up strong Aries energy, and the reason I did is because I see her Venus as an Aries, and I pick it up strongly. Last week, when I did the reading on them, or 2 weeks ago, I said that. I said I pick up very strong Aries energy, and I couldn't remember her chart. I did because her Venus is in Aries, and it's giving the energy that she needs attention on herself. And it's not bad. It's not bad, but she needs a partner that understands that. She's going to come across way too immature for him. even though she means well. It's just not a good match at all, actually. So, does anybody have any questions? It's funny that the other Olivia, not the other Olivia, excuse me. No, excuse me, she's not Sun and Cancer. Oh my gosh, I'm getting her and Taylor confused. Just because he's such a close proximity, like they just broke up. So she's a Sun in Pisces. Yes, because I remember one of you said to me, why is he always drawn to Pisces? I think he's been very drawn to the Capricorn that I see. Very, very drawn. You know, and that's what I've noticed a lot about, like I said, Aquarius. Sun in Aquarius, for some reason, a lot of the relationship lessons I've learned have been from Capricorns. And I can see that with him too. I think it's because his Mercury is in Capricorn. And also because they do say, no, excuse me, his Uranus and Neptune is in Capricorn. They do say that Aquarius, or your last sign, is the one that you'll learn from the most. And with Pisces, it's us, it's Aquarius. So I do draw a lot of Pisces, and I think that's why. A lot of Pisces will tell me they're drawn to me. And I think that happens with him too, because we are the sign before Pisces. And I think that's why. Okay, does anybody have any questions? No? Okay, so let's move on. We're going to move on to the next couple, which is Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. I'm going to share. Actually, first, let me do this. I'm going to shuffle the cards. I'm going to reveal a card. And then I'll share their birth charts. I'll start with hers. Let me write it down. Also, feel free, if you have any questions, guys, feel free to ask. And not everybody likes to comment. I spent years on YouTube never commenting, and it's only during COVID that I started to comment. And by that time, I'd had YouTube for like 12 years, so it's okay if you don't comment. Okay, let's see the energy I pick up on Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. Okay, King of Pentacles. So I get here that he kind of wants. Hi. I don't know. Is that how you say your name? I know that you have commented before. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. Thank you. I do see your comments sometimes, and please know that I'm very grateful. I just don't know how to say your profile name. I don't know. Could you explain that to me? I find it so fascinating. People have different usernames. Anyways, hi Hailey. You can do a live or video talking about your cards that you use in your readings and which one's your favorite, please. You know, I used to do that and it would get almost no views. And not that I do videos for views, but views just show me what people like and what people don't like. And I used to get almost no views, so I stopped doing it. I do talk about it in my membership, the tarot class. I talk about different tarot decks that I use and stuff like that, but I used to do them and people would not watch them. So if you want to, I would recommend becoming a tarot class member, but I'll think about it because I used to do them. Trust me, I used to do them until like 2 years ago. I used to do them and people were not watching them. So like I said, I just go by views, what people want to watch. So with King of Pentacles, I get the strong energy. Thank you for the comment, by the way, and the suggestion. I get the strong energy that he's trying to make himself seem like he is the boss. You know, let's see what's going on. He's going to be investing in things. I have a strong feeling that A$AP Rocky is very intimidated by the fact that Rihanna has a long list of celebrity men, exes, that make more money than he does. And I think it secretly bothers him. So let's see. Okay, so he's going to be investing in certain things, but not good things. some dealings he's going to invest in are shady. Shady. And I did say, about 2 years ago, I did a reading on him, and I said, I can't believe that was already 2 years ago, insane. And I said that he would get into some kind of legal trouble, which I believe he got arrested. And it's going to continue because he kind of wants to take the easy route to making tons of money. And because of that, it's going to backfire. So I see some legal issues happening in their relationship. Well, from him, that will affect the relationship. So let's look at the chart. Let's see. Okay, her chart, she's a sun in Pisces, moon in Aries, and rising in Aries. Her Venus is in Aries too. Interesting. So what I read here is that she kind of has a push and pull of, do I focus on me or do I focus on my partner? You know, she kind of feels guilty, which a lot of sun and Pisces actually do have, but they feel guilty if they give anyone attention other than themselves. Excuse me, when they give themselves attention and not focus on other people, because they can be very compassionate people. Pisces have taught me a lot of compassion, empathy. They can be really great at taking care of other people. A lot of their issue is taking care of themselves, and she has that issue. So I would encourage her to focus on that, to focus on taking care of herself too. Okay, so let's look at his chart. Let's see. With the time change, because it changed time, we're not doing daylight savings anymore. And oh my gosh, I'm so tired. It gets to a certain hour and I'm like exhausted. Oh goodness me. So it's Sun in Libra, Moon in Cancer, Venus in Leo, and North Node in Pisces. Interesting. I could definitely see his Sun in Libra. I wonder what his rising is. I think his rising is in Gemini, something like that. He gives me, it's either Gemini or Aries. Very energetic, youthful energy, but also very selfish energy. Not that being Gemini, Aries, selfish. Some of the most caring people I know are Aries and Gemini, so I'm not saying that. But he represents that energy. Okay, so let's move on. I'm going to move on to, unless anybody has anything to say, I'm going to move on to Gigi Hadid, Bradley Cooper. Oh, you get the same vibe? Let me see. I get the Strange Fruit says I get the same exact vibe from ASAP. Yes. The selfish energy. It's sad because he has a lot of lessons he's going to have to learn till he becomes mature enough to be in a long-term stable relationship. I don't even think he'll be able to in this lifetime, really. Why is my background all weird? I don't know if you guys can see my background looks weird. Is something I did? So weird. Anyways. Okay, so let's shuffle the cards. So for this one, I'm going to use, which card should I use? Which deck should I use? I'm going to use the Muse Tarot. This one, Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. Okay, I'm just going to pull some energies. Actually, let me do some Palo Santo first. Clear the energy. How's everybody doing, by the way? How did I do this? I'm going to try to, but at the end of this live, Strange Fruit, I'm going to Google that chocolate. See if I can find it. It's been like a year that I've been like, I want to find this chocolate. I've asked my aunts, I've asked my cousins, I asked my sister. I ask like random people. Sometimes I meet people that are South African. Crunchy! It's called Crunchy! Oh my god, Strange Fruits! You found it! It's crunchy! PS chocolate. My sister used to love PS chocolate. Oh my gosh, it's crunchy! Let me see. Oh, you're so smart. Thank you. Let me quickly see. Sorry, I made a ton of noise just because I couldn't find out what that chocolate was. Oh my gosh, it's chocolate. It's crunchy. It's crunchy. Wow. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you, Strange Fruit. I could not figure out what, and I was like, it's purple. Let me show you guys. This is so cool. Yay that you found it. Oh my gosh. When I go to England, I'm going to get some. Next year, I'm going to England. Okay. Crunchy. I was like, what is that bar? Look, this is what Cadbury. Oh, it's on Amazon. I don't know if I want to buy from Amazon though. It does seem kind of. Look, crunchy. And you crunch it. There was an advert where they were like, oh my gosh. Thank you, Strange Fruit. Wow, you have made my day. I just want to let you know that. Thank you. I'm gonna tell. I see this. Well, I don't date him, but I see this South African guy, and I've been trying to figure out what it is because he was like, he's gonna get some for me, and I was like, I can't remember what it's called. Okay, back to the readings. I'm just so happy. Thank you. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, back to it. Thank you. You made my day. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Haven't had crunchy in years. And I used to eat one, I used to have a crunchy every week. I said one a week. Oh my gosh, great times. Really, really good times. Aw, Strange Fruit, thank you. Aw. It means so much to me. I'm over here dying. I am because for 1 year I couldn't find that chocolate, and I was like trying to explain to people like the wrapping is purple and yellow, and it's gold in the middle, and everybody's like, "What?" Like it crunches in your mouth. It's like a wafer biscuit. They're like, "What?" I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, it's so good. It's the best chocolate I've ever had, and it's crunchy. Thank you, Strange Fruit. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me get serious for people that don't know what we're talking about. A little inside Commonwealth joke. Okay, so what's your favorite chocolate, Strange Fruit, from South Africa or England? A Cadbury chocolate. Cadbury is the best chocolate. And Lindt. I like Lindt chocolate. Just from Switzerland. But I just love Cadbury. And Cadbury in America is not the same as Cadbury in the UK or Commonwealth countries. It's just not at all. But what's your favorite chocolate? I want to hear. Okay, let me add this back to the stage. And let me clear the Palo Santo. That's a nice little break, right? My favorite chocolate, crunchy. Swear to God, it's my favorite chocolate in the whole world. Okay, so we were doing Gigi Hadid and Bradley Cooper. Okay, so let's see energetically the energy that I pick up. You said lunch bars are my favorite. Close second, you love crunchies too? Yeah, lunch bars are good. Lunch bars are good. Yeah. I agree with that. Just crunchy is my number one. So funny. The lunch bars are good. I remember the advert for lunch bar. I remember the Scottish guy. The Scottish guy in a kilt. And he like kicks I don't know how old you are. But this is when I was a kid. So this was like 30 years ago. Long time ago. Not that long. Anyways, thank you for that, Rachel. I needed that. I needed that a lot. Okay, so let me pick up my card and we'll continue. So let's see the energy for Gigi Hadid and Bradley Cooper. 2 earth signs. 2 earth signs. Capricorn and Taurus. Okay. So I got all these cards that came out. I was just going to pick one, but I got 3 cards. I got Priestess, Ace of Cups, and 5 of Pentacles. So I get the strong energy that she is still in love with someone else. And I've said this before. The reason I get Ace of Cups and Five of Pentacles is because I strongly feel like their relationship is one of convenience for her, materialistic convenience. And it's coming to an end, this relationship. It's coming to an end very soon. So let's look at the chart. I'd say by May, which is her birthday, interesting. By May, we're going to hear rumblings of a breakup. So let's see. Okay, here's her chart. Let's see. Here we go. Her sun is in Taurus, her moon is in Aquarius, her Venus is in Aries, and her rising is in Taurus. Interesting. So I could see her rising being in Taurus. She gives that very serious, serious look. She's beautiful. Gigi Hadid is stunning. So with the energy, with that, what I pick up from her chart is that with her Venus being in Aries, she tends to, similar to what I picked up with ASAP Rocky, she focuses on herself a lot. She focuses on herself and her needs a lot. It's kind of why a lot of people took Zayn's side in the whole fight. I think that they were both responsible. I think Zayn had an outburst that he shouldn't have had, but I also think Gigi was very immature in the situation. And go back and watch my videos. I've done a few on them. And because she was immature, she wasn't able to fully accept a love like his. It's quite sad. But I don't think Bradley Cooper's good for her. Trust me, I met him 10 years ago, right? Yeah, 10 years ago. Crazy. And he did not give me good vibes. Let's just say that. He did not give me good vibes. So let's look at his chart. And it's funny because he was with Suki Waterhouse at the time. He treated her so badly. I was like, oh my god. And you know, they say don't meet your role models. And I used to love his movies. I used to think he was so attractive. But after meeting him, I was like, I'm good. I don't want to. I don't want to support this person's behavior. So Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Libra, Venus in Capricorn, and rising in Sagittarius. His rising Sagittarius, I can see. He's very charming, very good looking. But you can just tell he has control issues. I don't know if I told you guys the story. I don't know if I should. It's like, anyway, yeah, I want to tell you because I feel like talking today. Strange Fruit has made my day, and I feel like talking today. So you all can thank Strange Fruit for the story. Gigi's moon is in Aquarius. I read an astrology blog that this placement can mean a difficult. Yes, I have an Aquarius moon in Aquarius, and I have difficult relationship with my mother. A lot of Aquarius placements in general. Most Aquarius I know have difficult relationships with the mother. I only know one that is so because we fight with a lot of the old style of parenting is I can teach you, but you can't teach me. So when a lot of parents come into the notion or situation when the child has to teach them, they shut down. And especially with Aquarius placements, for some reason, I'm not saying we're all that, but we tend to teach people, we tend to be the teachers of the sign, us and Pisces. And because of that, we struggle with leadership because a lot of leadership has been, you do as I say, not as I do. And we don't believe in that. We believe in be what you want. Be the change, we believe in be. And that's where a lot of our struggles come from. So I agree with that. I definitely agree with what you just wrote. So true. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys quickly my story about Bradley Cooper. So I used to work at this famous restaurant in New York, in Tribeca. Actually, I just went back to visit my old colleagues. There's my old boss, actually. And so weird, so surreal being back there. I go back a lot of time when I go back to New York. So I worked there for a long time. And because I was one of the senior servers, I was considered one of the senior servers before I left. Um, I used to have the VIP section. The VIP section, we used to have like an A-list celebrity every night. It was that kind of place. It was the place that Andy Warhol used to hang out. You know, those kind of people generationally would go to that restaurant. So I was sat with a producer, wonderful producer. He was a regular at the restaurant. So sweet, so kind. I forgot his name, his last name, but his first name was Ron. And he said he had guests joining him. I brought them water, and the guest joining him was Bradley Cooper and Suki Waterhouse. Now, that producer was with his wife. So it was two booths, one on the left, one on the right. And Ron and his wife were at the end, like towards the end. And towards my side was Bradley Cooper and Suki Waterhouse, if I remember correctly. This was 10 years ago, so it might not be, like, the details might not be fully correct, but most of the story is. So they were ordering their food. No, now I remember. Bradley Cooper, not Gigi. Bradley Cooper and Suki Waterhouse were on the left, and Ron and his wife on the right. And Bradley Cooper, they were ordering their food, and Bradley Cooper was faced towards me. I don't know, and he was just giving me like creepy vibes. He was asking me how my day was, stuff like that. Maybe he was being nice, but it came across creepy. It came across like he was trying to flirt with me. I was like, this is inappropriate, you know? So he faced towards Suki. He turned, first he had his back towards her, which I thought was so rude. If you're on a date with somebody, why do you have your back towards them? And then he turned around, and then he asked her what she's going to have. And she got, this is so funny. I remember this because this is my favorite thing to get. Because every day we were allowed a shift meal. And I used to get the tuna burger because I don't eat meat. And I'd always get the tuna burger with a lettuce wrap. And she got the exact same thing, but as an appetizer. And I thought that was so weird because the tuna burger came with a side. And I was like, that's really strange to get a tuna burger. She said no side. So her appetizer, which is, I'm not judging her, but she ordered an appetizer. She ordered an entree as her appetizer. And I thought it was so weird because we have a tuna tartare. Anyways, I just thought it was weird. So he said to her, why are you getting an entree as an appetizer? Just get the entree. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, that's what I thought in my head. It's like, do you say things like that to people? You know? So he started like arguing with her. He was just like picking a fight with her. It was so weird to me. And everything she did, he was so picky towards her. He was so unkind to her. And I remember coming back from that table because we used to have a standing station where we'd stand and like look over our section. And I just remember thinking, wow, this guy's a jerk, you know? And I don't say things about that to people a lot of the time. You know, I've worked in and out of the service industry for a long time. I don't like to judge people, to judge customers. It's not my thing. But that's how off-put I was by him. I was like, whoa, he's really nasty. So yeah, that's my Bradley Cooper story. And then they went outside to the front, and then there was like a whole bunch of paparazzi. And trust me, I worked at that place for what, 3 years? 2 years? 2 years. And I never saw paparazzi any other day but that day. So that tells you something. And we used to have Robert De Niro. We used to have like super A-list people used to eat at that place. Uma Thurman, you know, very, very A-list people. And never saw paparazzi a day before or a day after at that place. And the only paparazzi I saw was with him. And he stood by the front because there's glass doors by the front. And he was like kissing her like in a very showy way, you know, like it was for the paparazzi. So I was like, oh, that kind of put me, but it gave me very Capricorn energy, which Capricorns are not bad, I don't mean to say that. But sometimes Capricorns can have relationships that benefit their finances first. And it seemed to me like that. It seemed to me like he was using her to control her and to financially gain from being with her by being seen out with like a beautiful young model, you know. And she's what, like 2 years younger than I am? And at the time I was 25. I remember because I just turned 25. So she was like 23 at that time, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it was just sad to see a young 20-year-old. And I just thought, you know, when I was in my early 20s, it was just sad. That's all I could say. So, back to this. His sun is a Capricorn, Moon in Libra, which I can see definitely the Moon in Libra. Especially because I feel like Moon in Libras, Suki is also a water house. Excuse me. Suki is also, see how tired I am? I'm like saying things all weird. Suki is also with a Taurus now. Interesting. Very interesting. What's her sun sign? She's a Capricorn too? I remember her being an earth sign. Let's look at it really. You're right, she is with the... She was so sweet too. I felt so bad for her. And I vaguely, because you know, I used to live in England. Yeah, she is a Capricorn. Yeah, so she's 3 years younger than I am. Yeah, I remember that. And because I used to live in England, I remember seeing her in magazines and stuff like that. And she just seemed so broken. It was so sad. I just felt for her. She actually thought, because, you know, obviously she heard me speak, she thought I was English. We started speaking when he went to the bathroom or somewhere, and we started speaking, and she was so sweet. And actually the producer was like, well, you guys should become, he was like, not saying we should become friends, but that we should become friendly. And because, you know, he used to come a lot, and he had asked me where I was from and stuff like that. So we had a rapport already. And he was telling Bradley Cooper to not be mean to her. He was like, be nice to her, be kind. And I was like, oh my God, it's a disaster. I couldn't even imagine. Hopefully he's changed. I don't think he has, especially with his rising Sagittarius, like that fiery, and his Venus in Capricorn, very controlling, very, very controlling, which is sad. Okay, let's go to the last couple. Does anybody has anything to say? Justin and Hailey Bieber. So I'm going to use a different card deck. I'm going to use the Good Tarot for this one. So let's see the current energy. Current energy. The sun. So things are looking good for them right now. I'm happy about that. Very, very happy about that. I do really wish them well. She's working on something, Queen of Earth, the world. I think she might start a charity of some kind. You know, I really do wish them well, Justin and Hailey. I just don't see it working out in the long term. But I really do. I hope that they are able to work things out, because I just want the best for Justin. I think he's been through so much and he deserves happiness, you know. So Sun in Pisces, is this? Yeah, this is Justin Bieber. Moon in Libra. Rising in Scorpio. I can see the rising Scorpio. Oh my gosh. Totally see the rising Scorpio. Lots of tattoos, like the off-kilter look. And Venus is in Pisces. Interesting. So I think, and I've said this since I've started doing Justin's readings, his life is not going to fully begin until he's in his 30s and up, which he's about to be 30 this year, right? Let's see. What year is he born? Yeah. He's 30 this year. Wow, and he had a kid this year. I did say that. I said a long time ago. His life is not going to fully begin until he's 30. He is not going to mature until he's 30. The 30s for Justin Bieber are going to be very monumental. Very, very monumental. And especially with his rising in Scorpio, he's going to start to understand himself and others a lot through having a kid and through deep experiences. He's not a surface level kind of person. He doesn't do surface. But the thing is, because his moon is in Libra, he suppresses that. He feels deeply. But because his moon is in Libra, he constantly wants to shove those emotions down. But I would encourage him to embrace his emotions and find a healthy outlet for them. Because he feels them and they're not going anywhere. But he will. He will. The next 2 to 3 years, he's going to transform a lot. Financially, he's going to get back on track. But I really believe his relationship, aside from having a child with her, his relationship with Hailey is bringing him down. But this thing about Pisces, Sun and Pisces, especially the men, they like to fall in love with women that are charity cases, I don't know how to explain it without being mean. So with Hailey, her sun is in Sagittarius, moon is in Taurus. I can't find her rising, but her north node is in Libra, Venus is in Libra. They're just not a good match. I think in the beginning he thought that they would be because she presented herself as a certain way. She's very good at pretending. And that's testament to her strong Sagittarius and strong Libra in her chart. And the kind of person Justin needs to be with is somebody that's strong in their convictions. Not somebody that will just say the right thing in order to get ahead, which from what I've read in her chart, depicts herself to be. Strange Fit says, yes, Pisces, Virgo men like to be saviors. Exactly, and fix their partners. 100%. I used to date this Pisces, okay? And I always used to say to him that if I didn't have my life together, I think he would have fallen in love with me. Because all the stories he had about his exes were that they were train wrecks, they were this, they were that. And I've had my moments when I've been a train wreck, trust me. But at that time in my life, I'd done a lot of work on myself that I wasn't anymore. But like Strange Fruit said, I really think he needed somebody that he had to fix. And a lot of the time they need that to take attention off of themselves and to make themselves feel superior, So, yeah. I don't see it working out for that much longer. I'm surprised. And this has nothing to do with their child. So I'm leaving the child out of it. I'm talking about their relationship. I'm surprised that they are still together. Very surprised. Okay, does anybody have anything to say before I end this live? This has been so much fun. Thank you again, Strange for finding that chocolate. Oh my gosh, it's called Crunchy. So happy. I might order some on Amazon actually, because I don't want to wait till I go to the UK. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been so fun. Next week I'll do another couples update. And yeah, I'm so grateful for the lovely turnout. We had a great turnout today. Please make sure you like the video. And in about 5 to 10 minutes, I will be doing a live for members only. We get to ask me questions. Every first Thursday of the month I do this. We get to ask me questions if you're a member. And I first do a general reading. And then I do like a full reading just for members. So if you have a question, if you want something answered, whatever, so forth and so forth, I do that for you guys. Ooh. Anyway, I'll fix it for the next live. This has been so much fun, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you're watching replay, I would love to hear about what you think and so forth and so forth. If you remember, I'll see you in about 10 minutes. Everybody else, thank you and au revoir, au revoir. I'll see you guys soon. Lots of love. Take care.